What's going on, guys? Yuno here, back again with another video. Finally. Wait, let me turn up the volume. Okay, finally, Jujutsu Kaisen is back. Yeah, TCB. Look, I'm loyal to TCB. Take all the time you need. But this was a little bit too long. I always had to wait for the original chapter and wait for John Weary translations, which I'm like, nah, I can't do that. But I'm glad we're here with some more Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, we got two chapters left after this, but we're probably gonna get some answers on here. Oh yeah, Yuta, I forgot that we had that week break. We're probably gonna figure out what happened to Yuta. So without further ado, let's hop in. A small candy store on the street corner. What's your price? Chapter 269, Reflection. Okay, we got Mei Mei, and some old lady. It's my first time drawing the ending or something. Even though we're in the final chapters, it still feels fresh. Yuta, you bastard. Dang. So that was Maki screaming at him. Yuta's back in his body, he got the stitches. Don't you start thinking everything's all sunshine and rainbows because you're back in your body. Maki-san? What's up, Megami? How are you feeling? A little foggy. Is that what happens after Unlimited Void? Yeah, he got hit with it multiple times, so I'm glad he's like not feeling okay. I got off lightly, if that's it. I like to properly apologize to everyone. That can wait. You have nothing to apologize for anyway. I wanted to apologize. Yuji comes in. This is all because Gojo refused to kill Ichidori from the get-go. Kusagame's still like, I was team kill Yuji from the gate. And Yuji was just a victim of Kenjaku playing Jujutsu terrorist. I was firmly in the pro execution camp. You have Yaga-san to thank me for being here. I don't particularly think either side was in the wrong. Everyone had their truths, and those truths led us here. You kids should feel the least bit of guilty. You're all careless brats. Feel free to act like it. You're all careless brats. Feel free to act like it. Us grown-ups are to blame. How were you able to get back into your body, Okochi-san? Thanks to Rika-chan, I thought her not coming with me to go to a body meant our connection was severed. In reality, Iri-san treated me. Rika-chan was using reverse curse technique constantly to maintain my body. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Still, I was convinced I was a goner. Kenjaku's technique burnt out in the domain. Yeah, and he fell completely down. I'm glad Yuta's back. We can consider that the sunlight miscalculation. We can consider a slight miscalculation. Kenjaku was living proof that it can operate after opening a domain. He was likely separating the multiple techniques intentionally, via some kind of method. If I had to guess, it's some type of barrier technique. Bro, Kenjaku is hacks. I really wish we got like an actual fight with him. He's no joke. Obviously, someone who used the technique for a millennium would be more prepared than someone who's using a fresh copy. After the technique recovered, I was in a state of suspension animation. But once I reconnected with my internal storage of techniques, Rika-chan, we eventually got here. I'm really sorry to have you all worried. Who cares about that? Everyone's bowing down. If you'd have had taken things more seriously, we would have won a hell of a lot easier. That's the problem. And Maki said, I should have led the surprise attack on Kenjaku. And then there's Higuruma Executioner Sword. If we used Togake's remote speech, we could have ended things in a flash. Higuruma should have had the tape recorder on him. I feel like that Sukuna was too strong for the tape recorder. And then Maki facing all those curse spirits, that would have been a good plan. Curse spirit cannot be activated more than once simultaneously until the recording is played. The technique is considered in use. As such, only one tape recorder is allowed. That makes sense. That makes sense why Inumaki's throat blew up when the tape recorder happened. You're all Maki. You're a valuable target for Boogie Woogie. That's right. Because he can't switch her. It's hard to say if Akotu would have succeeded without my help. Not to mention Akotu and Rika's power were necessary to stopping the rampage. Thank you. I'm glad we're getting all these answers. A lot of things that people were complaining about. Plus, Tokage curse speech only worked because the timing made the reaction survivable. If we used him when Sukuna was feeling fine and dandy, Tokage would be killed by the feet. Thank you! Thank you! Oh my god, bro. I have been arguing with people online about this. I was like, bro, everything happened literally at the perfect time. The tape recorder wouldn't have been used earlier. If it was used earlier, it probably would have been too strong. Inumaki would have been out of here. But you gotta use it at a weakened state of Sukuna. Excuse me. Sukuna was just playing around. He was capable of killing me whenever he wanted. And if someone like Kotu was there, he would have done so. Wait! My... Higuruma, bro, Higuruma the goat. 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 Oh, boy, he lived. Curse speech is easier to counter. I'm the one who decided it was best to use it inside of Okotu's domain with no one else around to interfere. With no violence allowed inside my domain, that would have been impossible. Everything making sense. Everything making sense. See, Magi is the readers that like read Jujutsu Kaisen. No, they don't even the ones that read. They read the leaks of Jujutsu Kaisen. They don't really read the series. Still, it's pretty scary how a guy that's only been a sorcerer for 2 months is still alive and kicking after all that. It wasn't intentional. Regardless, if the backup from abroad had been there from the start, things might have been different. That's true. Why y'all blaming Yuta? That's not his fault. They told me they weren't coming. I told you it was a long shot, and yet they came. Easy now. Okochi senpai tools. Let me hide my fingers. You know, those were Okochi tools. Okay, boom. We got an answer. We're getting all the answers here. You could have done that with gloves. Go to Home Depot. Okochi senpai hindered Sukuna once he opened up his domain a second time, you know. Like I've been saying, he could have ended it all before that even happened. But okay, I'm glad Yuji said that because a lot of people saying Yuta and Gojo's body was useless. No, when he was fighting Yuji and Todo, Sukuna was right point blank, domain expansion. But he saw Gojo's body. Yuta used his domain expansion, which Sukuna used his domain expansion, activated, you know, did their thing. That's another stall before Sukuna could use his domain. And then the last time Sukuna was about to use his domain was inside the Yuji's domain, and that's when Nobara came in. Everything happened for a reason. I thought being on standby inside of Rika was pretty helpful. Oh, they were inside Rika? We didn't skip a beat jumping Sukuna after Gojo-san's defeat, and we got Urame away from the get-go. That was all Okotu. Oh, sweet. Oh! They were inside of Rika. First of all, where'd they get all those TVs? There's a lot I'm responsible for, too. Working with Miss Mei had prepared us for Sukuna's domain, and yet I couldn't save Choso, nor my brother. Oh, yeah. Rest in peace, Choso. Weren't they out of range? It was more of an issue of Sukuna's immense curse energy. It was too thick in the eye of his domain. I wasn't able to distinguish their curse energy. Dang. I was in the eye of it too, Wee Wee. I was in the eye too. Wee Wee was able to whisk me away. I'm also to blame. It should have been Choso, not me. Oh, he's blaming himself. I would have died if that happened. It's no one's fault. I'm not trying to blame Yuta either. I mean, I got hit with 2 black flashes, but never mind. I got Maki is like, bro, look, I got hit, but I got back up. I was in cold sweat. At that as Maki's marker and anti-domain strategy. Heck, even as a reserve, I was worried it would have only saved me. Okay, I'm glad we got that because we did see Mei Mei. Not Mei Mei. We did see Miwa jump in, and I would just assume that she was using simple domain. I told you not to get involved in the fight. I didn't do anything. I would have just objected anyway if I told you. I'm sorry I didn't have the chance to do anything. Bitch, what the fuck are you gonna do? We saw you. We saw you in Shibuya. What type? You was gonna use your broom to blow wind? You weren't gonna do anything. I'm glad you wasn't in the fight. You could have been in the fight. Nothing would have changed. Nothing would have changed at all. You could have been like top priority. You could have been giving your all. Nothing would have changed. Why are you sorry? I'm glad you stayed back. The last thing we need is another body. The last thing we need is another funeral. And you want to talk about, oh, I didn't have the chance to do anything? That is the king of curses. You can barely hit Urame. Mekamaru was the one that was like, no, hell, hold them back because they're not going to do anything in Shibuya. Y'all didn't listen, and guess what? Y'all didn't do anything in Shibuya. At least Miwa was useful. You? No. My bad. That pissed me off. What do you mean? Your broom was most comfortable. I wanted to help against Sukuna after taking care of Rame, but they were crazy strong. Yo, that would he was like, bro, I didn't think they was gonna be that strong. I was also asleep until the very end, so well, everyone, it seems you all have regrets, but I don't suppose anyone could deny I was the MVP. You left me behind mid-fight. You were heavy. Well, you were out busting your hump. Your big sis was kicking back, relaxing. My beloved elder sister worked herself to the bone with the new shadow issue. Okay, I was about to ask, what did Mei Mei do? New shadow issue, what is that? Now that's a convenient excuse. I won't deny a thing. My life is priceless after all. There was no use of betting with the priceless. By new shadow, you mean dealing with the binding vow that forbade simple domain from being taught to outsiders? Precisely. The inherited binding vow of the school's simple domain. The original creator, Ayashi Sadasuna, created that binding vow with the intention of simple domain being inaccessible to curse users. Well, as the generations rolled on by, the new shadow style was no longer a public interest, and the simple domain became a trade secret. And the bar Yuji like, we don't fucking know what's going on. They essentially monopolized the technique, invited disciples, then have them undergo unnecessary binding vows. New shadow style is the cornerstone of sorcerers without techniques after all. Todo, who learned it from Sukuna, learned it like a Mekamaru who learned it like Mekamaru did. Okay. So what's tricky about this binding vow is that's what's so tricky about this binding vow that's stopping it from being taught to outsiders? Well, that's only one part of it. We also can't refuse the head of the school if they ask us to mobilize. And there's the especially troublesome bit of their lifespan. It's closer to the a curse than a technique or a binding vow. It's nigh unconfirmable, but apparently the head of the school absorbs the user's lifespan. What? Huh? Their lifespans? Apparently. No one knows who the head of the school is, which is why there was no way to tell if the lifespan contract exists or how it functions. After all, there are grandpas and hags that live long lives even after using it. When the head of the school dies, the school best discipline succeeds them. However, only they were made aware of it, which means we have no way of sussing that out. Only the head of the school can render the binding vow null. As far as I know, no one. Oh my god, cat. Chill out. As far as I know, no one among the best students of the school knows anything about the head. You mean there wasn't anyone? I'm the head of the new shadow school now. What? Simple domain binding vow, all that lifespan stuff isn't an issue anymore. Be sure to leave some of the benefits when it comes. Yes, ma'am. Jesus, okay. I'm reading. When it comes to the head, you can collect a nice fat monthly tuition fee from all your disciples. Huh? Oh, big sis, you really are a miss. It's time for Jujutsu Society to follow suit and enter an era of subscriptions. A price, you ask? For your life. How did you know I was here? That I'm the head? I just asked someone with proper information. No one should have that information. gathering disciples until your power rivaled that of the big three families. You wanted to take over Jujutsu World, including ousting those higher-ups, didn't you? Tegan. Oh, Tegan, snitch. You would have needed years and years draining your disciples' lifespan. There was something you wanted to see, wasn't there? Aspirations like these seem almost priceless. And now, with the Zenin clan annihilated, we stand on the cusp of a decisive battle where both the Kamo clan and the Gojo clan could face destruction. Are they saying a clan war is about to happen? But you know things even more importantly than money can't be protected without the proper funds. There were sorcerers who lived there were sorcerers whose lives would have been saved if you hadn't monopolized the simple domain. More than anything, you were trying to turn my dear little brother into damaged goods. That alone is an inevitability. Oh, and Mei Mei kills her. You pay the price with your life. Only 2 chapters remain. Okay, nah, bro. Something's up. Something fishy. Something real fishy. Were they about to do a clan war? I think they were about to. It sounds like a clan war is about to happen. That would have been very fun to see. Especially the Gojo clan, because I wish we got more of those. But yeah, really good chapter, very informative. I like how we got a lot of the answers that a lot of people were asking, like why didn't so and so do that? Why didn't so and so do this? Why didn't they do that this time? It was all part of the plan. They just had to plan it properly. But yeah, anyway, that was the chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen. If you guys want to see more, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, that way you don't know when it's out. If you like the video, give it a like. If not, give it a dislike. Doesn't really matter to me. If you want to see more of me, catch me on Twitter at IfYouKnowYuno. And until then, you know where to find you know.